Hey guys, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Unlimited on YouTube and Facebook, and this is our Monday Night Raw review. It's November 23rd, 2015. Raw was from Nashville, Tennessee tonight, and coming off of Survivor Series last night, I really didn't have any expectations for this Monday Night Raw. You know, I just assumed, another lackluster Raw that's not really going to be that great, but I watched it anyways. Because, you know, Survivor Series, if you all saw Survivor Series had 5 matches that 2 matches were okay, and the other 3 were not good at all. The 2 opening matches in the semifinals for the World Title Tournament, those were good matches, but then the Divas title match, no, crowd wasn't behind it. Then we had the Tyler Breeze Dolph Ziggler match, that match wasn't good. Then we had the traditional Survivor Series match, that match was no good. And then we also had, you know, the main event, which was like 3 to 5 minutes, which was horrible. But enough about Survivor Series. This is Monday Night Raw. Going into Monday Night Raw, they started off the show with the Authority coming out and talking about Roman Reigns losing his opportunity because, you know, Triple H tried to give him every opportunity he could and Roman Reigns just wouldn't take it. So then they brought out Sheamus to congratulate him on successfully cashing in his Money in the Bank at Survivor Series. Sheamus kind of taunted the crowd, holding up his championship, you know, talking about who looks stupid now, you know, because ever since Sheamus came back with that mohawk, the crowd just keeps calling him, saying that he looks stupid, but it was a good play off of that, saying that, you know, he's the champion, he doesn't look stupid anymore, he's taken his opportunity and ran with it. So Roman Reigns comes out and he tries to demand that he gets his rematch tonight in Nashville, but Stephanie McMahon tells him no. The Authority tells him that he's going to get his match when they tell him he's going to get his match. Now, I didn't think we were going to get any shockers on Monday Night Raw tonight, nothing that we wouldn't expect, but we did. Because after the Authority told Roman Reigns that he would not get his match and got out of the ring, here comes Rusev with a super kick to Roman Reigns. And then, as Reigns gets up, he gets brogue kicked. I did not see Rusev even coming at all. I thought Rusev was injured. We were hearing reports that he had a torn bicep. So this here, Rusev coming out, helping the Authority and Sheamus. I feel like now we've got the Authority and they've now pulled into their little faction, the World Champion Sheamus and Rusev. More on that when we talk about the main event. So after they, you know, took down Roman Reigns, they walked up the ramp and met Triple H and Stephanie at the top of the ramp. And Triple H announced that at TLC in 3 weeks, Sheamus will defend his championship in a TLC match against Roman Reigns. I feel like that can be a really good match because those two, their styles really clash well. And in a TLC match where those two can go at it and they can be creative, especially Sheamus, who's had these type of matches before and been successful in them. I feel like at TLC we are going to get possibly a good main event. And then they announced the main event for tonight's Raw, which would be Rusev with Sheamus in his corner against Roman Reigns. Now, other than the main event that I'm going to talk about later, there was only one other good match on the entire card, which was a Divas match. But other than that, we had the Dudley Boys taking on Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. Luke Harper got the pin on Bubba Ray Dudley, and afterwards all 4 Wyatt family members attacked the Dudley Boys. I don't know if they're trying to start a feud between these two teams or not, because before Bray Wyatt cut some promo saying that the Dudley Boys' time is up and that it's time for them to go and they'll do what they have to do to get rid of them. But after that we had Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Again, another match that, even though, you know, Sasha Banks is one of the best divas in the WWE, probably in the wrestling business right now, Sasha Banks is probably the best, but they just throw her in this match to make it does nothing for her. She didn't look dominant in the match because Becky Lynch almost won once, but almost making her tap out, and what happens? Naomi helps her, pulls her towards the ropes with the referee not looking, and interference. That does nothing for Sasha Banks, because I feel like having her team bad members help her just makes her look like she can't do it on her own, when we know she can. But she eventually gets the win with a roll-up in a 4-minute match. Then they're talking about how they think Sasha Banks should be the new #1 contender, but Paige actually comes on screen and talks about how she was screwed out of her match at Survivor Series because when she tapped out to Charlotte was actually under the bottom ropes, and if you don't remember, if the person doing the actual submission is either touching or under the bottom ropes, then it's technically a rope break, and the match should have gone on from there. Referee didn't see it, so Paige announces that she will get a rematch for the Divas title tonight on Raw. See, next up, we had the New Day. They were supposed to have apparently the New Day have been together for a year now, and they were having a country jamboree celebration with a supposed WWE Tag Team Championship Open Challenge. The New Day came out, remember, we're in Nashville, Tennessee, and the New Day came out bashing country music, talking about how they hate country music, they think country music's stupid, and that, they think that they can make better music with Xavier Woods' trombone. Well, because this was supposed to be an open challenge, the Lucha Dragons come out and they challenge the New Day to a tag team title match. And right before the New Day can respond, here comes the Usos. Usos say no, they deserve the tag title match, even though, they've been gone for 6 months since WrestleMania. Why should they deserve anything? That's beyond the point. Well, when the Lucha Dragons say, hey, we'll do this in a triple threat tag team match, the New Day again run away, like always. Whenever there's a decent challenge, they run. So that match never happened. No tag team title match like it said was supposed to happen in a open challenge. Next up, we had David versus Goliath, Neville versus Mark Henry. Mark Henry dominated the entire match. This match made no sense to me at all. Mark Henry dominated Neville in the entire 2-minute match, and then at the end, Neville kicked Mark Henry, made him fall down, hit him with a red arrow, and pinned him. Really? Mark Henry at one point was standing on the side of the ring near the announce table, grabbed Neville, threw him so hard that he slid out of the ring. And then Neville comes in, does one little kick on Mark Henry, and wins the match. That makes no sense to me at all. I don't know what they're trying to do there. If they were just throwing two people on the card that they felt needed some TV time, I don't know. After that, we ended up getting a 6-man tag team match. If you didn't see it, Goldust actually returned at Survivor Series on the kickoff show in the 5-on-5 match we had there. We had a, like I said, 6-man tag team match. It was Stardust and his Cosmic Wasteland, the Ascension, taking on Goldust and the Primetime Players. This is a good 5-6 minute match. Again, the crowd wasn't behind this match either, as the match was kind of dull. But Titus O'Neil ended up getting the pin over Connor and the Primetime Players, and Goldust celebrated in the ring with the Primetime Players dance. Next up, we get Zeb Coulter coming out with Alberto Del Rio, and they talk about their Mex America country and how they were going to let anybody who wanted to join Mex America join, but after they've heard all the negativity that people have been talking, they're closing their borders. This is the stupidest thing I've heard in a long time. They made their own country. It makes no sense, especially when Zeb Coulter was all about America and immigrants were horrible, and this whole Zeb Coulter and Alberto Del Rio thing makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I don't know what they were thinking with this. Why they put the two of them together makes no sense to me. But as they were talking, out comes Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger talked about how he idolized, he looked up to Zeb Coulter, and how a lot of people did when they were the real Americans and when they were doing the We the People. But he himself said that he doesn't know why Zeb is aligning himself with Alberto Del Rio, why he is now all for Mexico and America coming together. It makes no sense to Swagger. It makes no sense to the fans in the arena. They booed the whole segment. It made no sense to me here at home. But as Swagger was talking about, Zeb Coulter and how he's changed, Del Rio was like, hey, shut up. I don't want to hear any more of this. You need to leave. And Swagger called him out. Swagger said, if you want to do something about it, come at me. So both of them met in the middle of the ring, and Alberto Del Rio walked away. Nothing happened from that. Again, another thing on Raw that nothing happened from. I mean, we are getting a match now at SmackDown. They announced Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio. I don't know if this is going to lead up to a feud for the United States Championship or not. I don't know where this is going. It's kind of random, like everything else in the WWE. But after that segment, we got a great match. We got a 4- or 5-star match. We got a match between Charlotte and Paige with a Divas Championship on the line. Like I told you earlier, Paige talked about how she was screwed out of her match at Survivor Series and was given a rematch. This match was great. This was a good back and forth match between these two. This match went about 15 minutes in length, which was good because at Survivor Series I felt like they gave them maybe 5 to 8 minutes. So they couldn't really put on a good match at Survivor Series, but this match was great. We had a lot of moments from Charlotte where she did some old school Ric Flair type moves. She did the strut in the middle of the ring. Paige really showed her, wherewithal and how much she knows in wrestling, as she put every kind of hold she knew on Charlotte, but Charlotte just wouldn't give up. And then eventually the match concluded outside the ring. It was a double count out, and Paige was just not having it. Paige almost got in the ring on time, but the referee counted that 10 right before she was able to climb in. And, Paige is the heel now, so she went full-on crazy pissed off heel, attacked Charlotte at ringside, threw her into the announce table, threw her on top of the announce table, and put her in the PTO Paige tap out. It actually took 2 referees to pull Paige off of Charlotte, so I feel like after this match, we're probably going to get a third Divas title match between the two at TLC. Nothing was announced further for TLC other than, like I said, the World Championship TLC match. So we're going to have to wait and see. Maybe something will get announced on SmackDown. Probably not. We'll see next Monday night. After this, we got another, keep in mind we're in Nashville, and we got another anti-country music segment. We come back from commercial, and none other than Heath Slater, the one-man band, is in the ring talking about how he can make better music than all these people in Nashville and how he doesn't like country music. I don't know what WWE's logic was on this, being in Nashville and country bashing all night. Like I said, there was 2 different segments where superstars came out, talked about how they didn't like country music, how they can make better music, and how country music was no good. Makes no sense to me. So he starts warming himself up like he's going to sing a song or something. And out comes Ryback. Ryback comes down, and we think, oh, he's just going to attack Heath Slater, which he did after Heath Slater hit him over the back with the guitar, shattered the guitar, did nothing to Ryback. Ryback hits his finisher on Heath Slater. Segment's over. We go back to another commercial. Right before we hit that commercial, they announced a tag team match. Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, taking on Kevin Owens, Tyler Breeze. This match was good. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. It wasn't nothing to be like, hey, you need to tune into Raw to see this match. It's a good 5-6 minute match or so. It was, like I said, it's probably to further the Ziggler and Breeze feud and probably start a Owens and Ambrose feud. Before the whole Seth Rollins injury thing, it was reported that we were going to get a Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens feud over the Intercontinental Championship. So I feel like they're still going that direction with this, and this was just another way to, tie that all together after they had their great match at Survivor Series last night in the semifinals. So the match concluded with Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens ended up, spilling this match out in front of the announce table, fighting pretty good out there. Looked like Tyler Breeze was going to get the win over Dean Ambrose before Ambrose reversed it into a Dirty Deeds. And then for some reason, as Ambrose went for the pin, 1, 2, 3, instead of coming in and trying to break it up and help his teammate, Owens just watched at ringside. Owens then grabbed his Intercontinental Championship, walked off, and as he was walking off, they didn't, they had a little eye contact between him and Ambrose. So like I said, I feel like they're going to probably at TLC lead up to some sort of a match for the Intercontinental Championship, which I feel like if they give these two a gimmick match, like a tables match, like a chairs match, that these two can do good in that kind of a match, especially together, because these two come from that kind of a background. Kevin Owens comes from ROH. Dean Ambrose comes from CZW, where, gimmick matches and hardcore type matches were all the rave in those companies back when they were around in there. So I feel like together those two can really do some good things in a either ladder. And I don't know if they're going to go a ladder match since we already got a TLC match, but in a tables match or in a chairs match. And then the worst part of Monday Night Raw, we get some sort of a Carl's Jr. segment commercial type thing where we hear JBL's music hit and out comes El Toro. Like, really? He's wearing a JBL hat and he like walks down the ramp. This is all pre-taped. It's not live in the arena, so it makes no sense. But he comes out and he's like at the top of the ramp, kind of like pandering to the crowd or whatever. Then it cuts off to some guy holding a Carl's Jr. Texas American burger, whatever they call it. I don't know, but they say, oh, you can get America and Texas and America and Mexico, Texas. I don't even know what this burger is called. They kept saying a bunch of different things. But eventually, Mark Henry took the burger from the guy, ate it, and walked away. Made no frickin' sense. Made no sense whatsoever. But I guess Carl's Jr. paid them to make a commercial during Monday Night Raw, and this is the stupid, dumbass shit that they came up with. I don't know why they had El Toro come out looking like a JBL wannabe and why we had to have Mark Henry look fatter than he already is. But hey. So, like I said before, Rusev was supposed to face Roman Reigns in the main event, and he did. In another good 10-15 minute match. Back and forth. Sheamus was at ringside the whole time, and it was a good match. We even saw, at one point we thought, Roman Reigns was going to suplex Rusev off the top rope, but Rusev knocked Reigns down and actually hit a nice flying headbutt onto Roman Reigns. So that was good. But here's my thing. Like I said earlier, Rusev, Sheamus, now I believe they're with the Authority, but I also believe because the match ended in a disqualification when King Barrett, Wade Barrett, came down and attacked Roman Reigns. So I'm feeling like, Triple H and Stephanie, they've set up their new Authority. They've got their new corporate faction. It's those two, Stephanie, Triple H, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus, Rusev, and Wade Barrett. That's an unstoppable force right there. Because we kind of saw that they were teasing Barrett and Sheamus together, and they'd throw Rusev in there a couple times. But now that nothing was said by Triple H or Stephanie that these guys are all with the Authority, but we kind of have to have some sort of an inkling that they are with the Authority now. So after the match, Roman Reigns got laid out in the middle of the ring. Rusev was gonna hit him with a steel chair, but Reigns actually reversed it and took out all three. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus took out Rusev and took out Barrett with a steel chair, and then the night ended with with Reigns in the ring, I guess kind of celebrating, if you want to call it that, with the other three retreating up the ramp. But all in all, it was an okay Monday Night Raw. Like I said, we had the two matches that were really good. The main event match was good between Rusev and Roman Reigns, and the Divas match was a great match. It's probably the best match we've had in the WWE here in a couple weeks. But all in all, if I had to rate it out of a 5, I'd probably give this Monday Night Raw a 3. 3 out of 5, and what saves it is that Divas match, because if it wasn't for that Divas match, I'd probably give it a 2. So, like I said, that Divas match, if you did not see it, if you have not watched Monday Night Raw yet, please go watch Monday Night Raw just for that Divas Championship match, because those two women, they gave it everything they had. Like, the Divas Revolution, it's those two right there. Charlotte, she's great. Paige, we know she's the best that the WWE has right now. And once they've realized who else they need to throw in there, like Natalya and Sasha Banks, then we can have some really great matches. But right now, it looks like we're going to get another Divas title match between Paige and Charlotte at TLC. Because, like I said, this match ended in a double count out. So there was no definitive winner. Paige, she's going to come out and say, nope, I need another match. I didn't get a fair shot. So we're going to see what happens with that. And like I said, Rusev, Wade Barrett, and Sheamus, the world champion, now look to be aligned with the Authority. And Sheamus will put his title on the line against Rusev at TLC in a TLC match. That's the only match so far that we know for the pay-per-view that's coming up in 3 weeks I believe it's in Boston. So, like I said, this Raw I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. If it wasn't for that Divas title match, I would probably only give it a 2. So, again, I don't think the ratings for this Raw is going to be that great. So, did you guys watch Raw? I want to hear what you think. Remember, guys, comment below. I want to hear your opinions, your views, your thoughts, your comments on Monday Night Raw tonight from Nashville, Tennessee, November 23rd, 2015, the last Monday Night Raw before Thanksgiving. Remember, comment below, like and share this video, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe here on YouTube.